This is 13 Minutes. I am Elliot Reeves. My guest today is Tony Broonford. Tony, how are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you, Elliot. How are you?
Well, as good as can be expected, you know. Yeah, I mean, things are fine. Things are fine. There's nothing wrong with this.
No, it's something that we all have to do, and I'm okay with that.
That's it. That's it. So, for anyone that maybe doesn't know you, is unfamiliar with your work, just a quick intro bio as to who you are and what you do.
My name is Tony Broonford, and with my wife, we run a YouTube channel called the Broonfords, which I've been trying to think of the best way to describe it, and I think it's probably a tourism slash history of Edinburgh slash Scotland channel. Is probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah, yeah. How many vlogs are you on now?
170, something like that. Yeah,
That's
it's up there. It's up there.
It's up there. It's good going. What's your sub
Yeah.
count?
We're just under 7,000.
That's good, man. That's really good.
Yeah. It's like I've got a friend who used to work for Screen Junkies over in the
Okay.
US,
Hmm.
and he gave me the best advice once. And he said, "Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
Think of YouTube as a marathon, not a sprint. And it's just as long as you're enjoying it, just do it, and then everything else will come along when it comes along."
Yes. Yeah. That's brilliant advice, actually.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what have you been doing in recent times in order to try and keep the channel, active?
It's funny. Just before, you know how we all sort of had a feeling that we were about to go into lockdown.
Uh huh.
I tried to get a couple of videos done. I did a nice video driving around Edinburgh, and we had already filmed a video where we went walking alpacas. So I was a couple of weeks ahead before we hit lockdown. And now I'm about to do our second video, which is an in-house video, because it's difficult to do a tourism video when you
Yeah.
can't go out. So
Precisely.
now it's more like Scottish recipes and food to try, and I'm going to try to do a little bit about Scottish music and folk songs and these sort of things. I mean, we're not exactly short of culture, you know what I mean? So there's still plenty of that to share, and I can still do that from the house.
Yes. That's a good creative way of keeping things going for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, cool. I suppose that kind of ties in with my next question, which is how have you been managing yourself throughout this lockdown period?
You know what? I've been fine. I really don't have a problem with sitting in the house. My wife is pregnant right now,
Hmm.
so she's just started that second trimester. So, how many people get a chance to just sit and look after her during this period? You know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
like, you need anything? Right, okay, I can do that. So that's been fun. The spare room he's decorated and he's turned into a nursery, so that's been fun. And the rest of the time, it's been, normal stuff. Keep the house tidy, walk the dogs once a day, and I've rediscovered my love of jigsaws, which I loved when I was a kid. So,
Oh,
so it's been
tremendous.
absolutely fine. It's been, yeah, yeah. You know what? I've found that they're almost. I'm not one that enjoys meditation or anything like that. My brain just
Okay.
doesn't work that way. But when you're just looking at a jigsaw and you're thinking about nothing but just looking for a piece that fits, you're not worrying, you're not thinking about anything else, and it's fun. I'm just like, yeah, okay, I can sit and do this for an hour and think about nothing else, and I'm quite
Yeah.
happy with that.
How's your wife finding it?
Yeah, she's been fine as well. Both of us are now officially on furlough from our real jobs,
Uh-huh.
which is a funny feeling, really. It's an odd thing to do, and we've all got that worry of, will my job be there? Which is the whole point of furlough, that it will be there. Once we're done. But she's been fine. She's just sort of getting used to the pregnancy thing as well, and enjoying me looking after her. So she's been okay as well. Since she's in the what's called the risk category, being pregnant.
Yes, yeah.
I'm the one that's going out and doing everything. So she's finding that difficult. Like,
Hmm.
she's like, oh, I wish I could go to the shops. Just for something to do. That's about the only time that she's been really struggling. And then every now and again, she's like, "Oh, we wish to just once go out somewhere for dinner, just a little thing." You know what I mean? It's like, but
Yeah.
but truthfully, apart from that, the two of us have been absolutely fine, especially when you've got two dogs that make you smile all the time and running about and having fun. We've been okay. We've been okay. Considering
Yeah.
we live in a fairly small, modest flat, we're not even really managing to get on top of each other or annoy each other. We've been doing fine so far.
That's good. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good stuff. One of the things that I've heard a lot, people saying, the world will never be the same, or the world's changed, or etc., etc. In what ways? Say, in what way or in what ways do you think the world might be different after this is passed?
You know what? I don't know how much it will be different. I think we will all be more aware of how things like this can spread. But I don't think on a long-term sort of aspect, and I mean this in a bad way, I don't think it's going to change people that much. I think this is going to happen. We're all going to get through it in whatever way we need to get through it. And then afterwards, people are going to be itching to get back to their life as quick as possible. And I don't, how people talk about that war mentality that you have to have and things like that, like how everyone stuck together in World War II and all these sort of things. I don't get that this time. I don't, because we're not seeing people. You know what I mean? We're all in this together, but we're all in this together in our own little worlds. And I think afterwards, I think the only lasting impact is people will appreciate the things that you can do now, going out for dinner, going out, seeing your friends, going to the pub, going to the theatre, going to the cinema. But on an aspect of larger mentality-wise, I don't know if it's actually going to affect a lot of people. I think a lot of people are going to be like, I just want to get back to normal. I think we're going to be more aware of how things can spread, and hopefully people might have a little bit better hygiene. And I mean that in the small things, coughing, sneezing in public, things like that, hopefully. But see, on a large scale things, I maybe I'm just being naive, but I don't know how this could change people because, truthfully, we're all sitting in our house. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah,
not
I
out
do.
there
Yeah, yeah.
suffering. Apart from the people who are out there
Yeah.
on the NHS and who are even people in the shops who are on the front line, I think it will change them in some way. They're the ones that are out there, from working in a supermarket to working frontline in the NHS. Whoever is still working to help everyone else get through this, I think they will be affected and their views will change on things. I think those of us that are sitting in the house, that are doing our part by staying in, staying safe, I don't know how, apart from saying, yeah, I sat in my house for however long, 3 months, I don't know how that's going to affect the rest of us. I think the people who are out there, they will be affected because they'll have fought their way through this. The rest of us, I think, we're just going to be itching to get back to normal.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, in what way would you like to see things change then?
I think it's an appreciation. I think I would like to see change, because I think the appreciation of, my wife came up with a brilliant phrase a few years ago, because both of us used to work with the general public. And I think she said that everyone once in their life should have to work in a customer-facing, front-facing job with the general public. Because the general public can be mean and nasty and self-righteous and self-important. And I would love to think that after this, people would appreciate people who are on any sort of customer-facing role, be it the NHS, be it working in a shop, again, be it a theatre, a cinema, a restaurant, because they get abuse in all sorts of ways from lots of people. I would love to think that people would be more appreciative of the people that serve them. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think people are going to jump right back in and be like, oh, right, great, right. Yeah, I'll have that pizza. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank God it's over.
Yeah, I would love to think that we appreciate the people who do anything that serve us in any way for any job more, but I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe I'm being pessimistic. I don't know, but
no, like, because my response to anyone that says the world is going to be different, my typical, question is how, because I personally I just don't really see it that much.
yeah.
I'm slightly sort of cynical about it as well, but yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to be proved wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I've made a point of, if I've been in Asda or something like that, I've said thank you to the server. I've always said thank you. You're doing a great job. Thanks, I appreciate it, because I know I've done similar jobs. I know that people don't say thank you. They are rude and they want their stuff and they go. So just saying, it doesn't matter what job they're doing. Just saying, look, thanks very much. I appreciate you. You're doing a great job. Rather than coming up and going, why have you got no toilet paper? You know what I mean? I think that even that half a second hopefully makes their day just a little bit easier and say, right, okay, one person
Yeah,
appreciated that I'm still working. But
definitely.
unfortunately, I think unless you've worked in a customer facing role like that, you don't appreciate that.
Yeah, totally, totally. Just do a quick shout out just now. A comment on Facebook. Gary Farmer said, my friend works in Polmont Young Offenders. That's tough work. Agree with what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
spot
yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah.
spot
Yeah.
on. What advice or insights would you give to anyone that is having a particularly difficult time with staying in the house and the lockdown situation?
You know what? I think I'm going to go back to what I said a minute ago about a jigsaw, because I'm not a meditation person. I'm not a meditation person. I'm not a Zen person or any sort of deep thinking. I might be talking a lot of stuff right now, but I don't think deeply about anything because my brain doesn't work that way. And I think the easiest way to that I've found is to just find something that you enjoy. I know there's loads of, if you watch TV, there's loads of things of going, here's a great way to keep active and exercise while you're in there, or here's a great way to educate yourself when you're in this time. Why don't you maybe read a couple of books on logic, or that was a random example. But any sort of self-betterment, you know what I mean? There's a lot of push for that. Take this opportunity to do that. And I'm like, that's great. And if you've got that mentality, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
I don't. And maybe I've got a lazy element of me, but I don't have that drive to go do that. And that's in some ways maybe a negative thing, but in other ways it's just the way I am. So I think all you got to do is don't. If that's you, great, go out and do that. But if that's not you, don't stress about that. Don't stress about that. Just find something that you enjoy doing. Yourself. Find something that you enjoy doing yourself, and just embrace that. It doesn't matter what it is. It really doesn't matter what it is. It could be binge watching 7 series of Star Trek: The Next Generation, or it could be repainting your entire house. It doesn't matter as long
yeah,
as you've got something that is just, you know what, I enjoy when I do that. Why don't I do that? I
yeah,
think the trick is with that is not overdoing it, because you don't want to make yourself bored of it.
hundred
So
percent.
just pick things that, you know what, I enjoy doing that, and just for me, so why not just do that? So
Yeah.
just do that. Yeah.
20 seconds to go, my friend. Where can people find you?
Go onto YouTube, search for the Broonfords, and you will find us. Also on Instagram, the Broonfords. We are there.
Awesome. Tony, I've loved speaking with you. Thank you for your insights. It's been brilliant. And look after yourself. I'll speak
Thank
to
you,
you
Elliot. Keep
again
yourself
soon.
safe.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.